To that point, you've spoken about coming out of Dawson's Creek in 2003, and I guess you said there was some resistance because the term you used, some people saw you as a Pop-Tart. I guess what you mean is like, are we going to take the girl seriously who's on a sitcom or whatever? But that changed when, I guess, A.V. Kaufman, this casting director, saw the station agent and then had an idea. Maybe you can pick up the story.
Did she?
Well, did that not, to some extent, lead to Brokeback?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I auditioned for that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she had seen that and thought like maybe I could do something else. I mean, I'm still auditioning for things,
yeah.
But I auditioned for that, but I think I was off the show by then.
Yeah, but all right, but Brokeback though was, if there's a turning point in your life and career, it seems like that would have been it. Maybe you can just share how that first crossed your radar and whether how soon you realized that it was major.
It's funny, kind of like this movie, like I didn't realize when we were making it, and I probably didn't realize until I saw it with an audience, what an impact the movie had made. It's so hard to feel like when you're making something, it's really hard to feel like you're doing anything that's very good, ever. Like still, all these years later, like there's just very little sort of satisfaction in the moment or like during the day. You really kind of walk home scratching your head thinking like, was that okay? And Brokeback was like that in the same way that this was like this for me. I just didn't, you never really know. But then when you saw the audience reaction, when you saw grown men being moved like in the way that they are, I think because of, the truthfulness of Casey's role and how much they can identify with him, like grown men cry, and I haven't seen it. These are the only two movies I've ever been a part of that I've seen that kind of reaction.
And yeah, we should, to reiterate what you're saying, Brokeback not only was a hit with critics and audiences and Academy members, but it's kind of weird to think that it was just, I guess, 12 years ago, and yet it came into a totally different climate in terms of the way people thought about LGBT stuff, and really was instrumental in starting to change that. And I guess that's one, societal takeaway from it, but for you on a personal level, when you think back about that movie, what stands out most in your mind? The making of it or the doing of it or whatever it is. What I say Brokeback, what do you think?
I mean, that's a tricky question because I had such a personal experience,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I fell in love on that movie, and yeah.
Sure.